Hello, it's Dr. Elizabeth Alter. So, are you in menopause yet? Maybe you're in the twilight zone of perimenopause. So, what is menopause? It's when a woman hasn't had a period for a year. But before that time period, a lot can happen to a woman's body. So, we start having changes such as anxiety, insomnia, weight gain, changes in our cholesterol, and even some issues urinating. Sometimes our bladders become weak. So these are subtle changes that that time of life is coming, namely menopause. So how can we put the brake on falling over this cliff of menopause? For some women, menopause is not a big deal. No hot flashes, no big changes. They almost didn't notice it happen. For others, it's an absolute nightmare. And it's hard to predict who's going to go through what. So sometimes I'll ask patients how their mother's menopause was. But even then, it's not a good predictor of how the daughter's menopause will be. And now we have women going into menopause in their mid-30s, which is very scary. There's just something about a woman's life with estrogen that keeps them healthy. And after menopause, this changes quite a bit. Now, I have some women that are very nervous about getting on bioidentical hormones. So, regardless of what your decision is as you approach menopause or when you are in menopause, always opt for bioidentical hormones. These are hormones still made in a laboratory, but very similar to our body chemistry. So, but I have women who will not consider bioidentical hormones for whatever reason. Either they've tried them before and they just don't feel good on them, or they know of someone who had a bad experience. There's a variety of reasons why women opt to not go on bioidentical hormones. And what I use to help them, since they can't be on the bioidentical hormones, is that I use very small doses of other physiologic hormones that are further up in the pathway. So these are DHEA and Pregnelenone, or what our product is called Pregnex, and DHEA 5NX. Sorry. So these two products each has a hormone. So Pregnelenone and DHEA are what start the cascade towards our sex hormones. So by taking DHEA and Pregnenolone, you're helping the cascade of hormones to continue without actually using the bioidentical hormone of estrogen or testosterone, things like this. So I also like to add to that regimen a little bit of topical progesterone. So progesterone is also important to maintain the balance of hormones in your body. Most of us as ladies have too much estrogen, whether it's our own or sometimes from the chemicals we consume. So there's a lot of chemicals in our environment that imitate estrogen. So if you've been to my office and you've carried that horrible plastic bottle that the softer the plastic, the worse it is, and I've made you throw it out, well, this is a major source of those estrogen chemicals. So please keep in mind that keeping these hormones in balance is important. So a lot of women don't want estrogen because they feel that we are already in an estrogen dominant society, if you would, because even men tend to have high estrogen levels. So that includes these estrogenic chemicals. So for my patients that don't want the actual bioidentical hormones, the DHEA, Pregnelenone, and the progesterone cream is called Formula HRT, so it provides 10 milligrams of progesterone per pump. So I hope this helps, and have a healthy day and menopause.